Okay, today I shall be reading you a story that Julia wrote when she was like 10 that I
8.
found.
When I was like 8.
It's called The Ghost of the Dock. She drew this one from pictures. Okay, Chapter 1, Laugh. Once there was a little girl. She got picked on by the other kids at school, mostly because what she wore. The little girl got really upset. One day, she came home from school and ran to her room. She started to write in her journal, "Dear Diary, every day I get picked on at school, and I want it to stop. If I don't find a way to stop it, I will get revenge. Sincerely, Vicky Dark." When Vicky Dark It's so stupid. When Vicky Dark was walking to school one morning, she wasn't watching the road. Vicky got hit by a shiny black car, just like her hair. That's my favorite part. At that moment, her life flashed before her eyes. She saw when she got picked on in elementary school. She saw herself being bullied in middle school. And she saw herself at the age of 15, just about to die before the school dance that night. She wondered how everyone would have reacted if they saw her die. Would they run over to her, or would they not care and just walk away? As she was dying, she could feel her soul flying out of her. Vicky had just died, but was still alive. It confused her because she was not knocked out, she was just dead. What is this? A teacher from her school recognized her. He sprinted out of his car to go help her and see if she was all alive. But sadly, she was not breathing. There were no cars around but his. He took her to the hospital and called the school to to say where he was taking her and would be late. The hospital called Vicky's mother to tell her the horrible news. Miss Dark came to the hospital as fast as she could. "No, not again." "What?" she said. "Has this girl died before?" Mrs. Dark.
I don't remember this part.
Mr. Dark died the same way. He had a funeral. Miss Dark decided to have a funeral for Vicky, so she did. Vicky's whole grade came with their families. Now that Vicky is dead, Miss Dark has no family, and Vicky's whole grave was miserable. Everyone takes there and felt bad about what they had done to her in the past. Miss Dark was now terrified of the fact that she would live alone in a quiet house for the rest of her life. Did you fart?
I was waiting for that.
Oh god, I can taste it. So she always had people stay over at her house until one day. Chapter 2, The Afterlife. Somebody had slept in Vicky's old bedroom. Vicky could sense it. Suddenly she arose from the dead as a ghost. Vicky went to go haunt her room of any visitor. They could suffer if they were in there. If they were a bully from the past, it would just plain old revenge.
I think I wrote better when I was 8 than I do now.
Miss Dark had to move, and she did, but Vicky moved with her. Vicky would roam the yard and write poetry. That's deep. She lived a pretty good old life, but not her mother. Her mother was haunted everywhere she went. Well, that's fucked up. That's your mom. It's fucked up, man. Miss Dark bought holy water with her everywhere. That is when Vicky realized her mom did not want her anymore. So she moved to the high school. When someone walked down the hallway that used to bully Vicky, they would get shoved or hit with a book. an old bully named James.
Oh, James.
And what? Oh, James walked and walked and walked closer to the end of the hallway and heard a strange and scary noise, whispering, "If it is revenge I seen, if
Seek.
if is revenge I will get James." That voice was Vicky. James recorded it and talked to it. "Vicky, I'm sorry. I was rude to you, a jerk to you," he said. James. "Apology not accepted." Screeched Vicky. "Please forgive me, Vicky. I'm so sorry. Just don't hurt me," James cried. "If it is revenge I seek, it is revenge I will get," said Vicky. "Vicky, think about it. What you're about to do. You're about to make everybody more depressed than they are now," said James. "Wait, they're all sad that I'm dead?" asked Vicky. "Mostly everyone," answered James. "I don't believe you," yelled Vicky, while she threw a book at him. Vicky yelled so loud that everybody in the whole school heard her voice and thought she was alive. Everybody ran to the hallway and saw James knocked out. The nurse woke him up and he said, "Where did Vicky go? What happened?" "She is here," spoke the nurse. Everybody immediately held onto each other. "She seeks revenge," whispered James. "We must get safe. I think she wants to hurt people that have bullied her in the past. She told me if it is revenge I seek, it is revenge I will get," said James.
Oh my god.
"Stacy Member," whispered a creepy voice. Stacy Mender. Freaky eye out when she heard her name, when all of her friends graw at once. Chapter 3, Stacy Mender. James had passed away that night. Stacy got even more scared than before, mostly because no one now knew James died, and she thought it was Vicky, and it was. But the truth was that Vicky had stabbed James in his sleep. Vicky couldn't wait to kill Stacy. Stacy. Stacy and Chiar had a cheerleader tournament. The next day, Vicky arrived at the tournament. When she arrived, everybody saw a floating knife. Stacy was on top of the pyramid. Vicky flew up and dislocated her arm and stabbed the same arm. "Goodbye and good riddance, Miss Preppy Pepperson. Have nice trip. See you next fall or not. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya,"
What the fuck?
yelled Vicky so loud that people in the store across from the town could hear it with her. "Goodbye, Stacy." "What is this? This is terrible, Julia." Stacy didn't die, but she did end up in the hospital. Vicky decided that she would not kill anybody anymore. She knew people would cry all of the time, but she didn't decide she wouldn't hurt anyone. Okay, that's the end of the story.
It sucks so bad. Bye.